Hello, lovely people. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and tonight's show all about my favorite. What do we need to know as of this moment? And as per the thumbnail does show, there are three cards which are marking that. Before we go any further, though, Yasmin, thank you for the $20 PayPal support. So you are now in the list, and at the end of the stream you are gonna get your personalized reading for what you need to know, what should you be aware of as of this moment. So with that said, as per the thumbnail shows, there are three cards which are marking the collective reading. That is something that we all should be aware of. Therefore, it's a global energy, so to speak. And the first card of them was the Six of Swords. The second one, that was the Death card. Hello, Shanna, welcome to the stream. So the second one, that was the Death card. And the final one for the collective, that is the Page of Cups. Okay, so the Page of Cups. We do have those three cards, and they're showing quite a lot of things. To be fair, I mean, they're splattered all over the place, so their effect is gonna carry on in many fields. But the most prominent of those effects are first our relationships with the people that we hold kind of close to our heart, so that's not the average relationship we do have with that person or with the other person. These are the relationships that we do care how these people are going to do in their life. You know, are they going to do well in their lives, or are we going to have a continuously good relationship with them? So definitely these are a close people to us. And currently, for what those cards are showing, it seems that there will be some deviation, for the lack of better expression and better words here, or another way said, it is that our cause, right, will differentiate from theirs to a certain extent, not entirely, but to a certain extent, and that may cause not misunderstandings, but lack of connection. And it shouldn't lead to much more than that, but in the next few days to a couple of weeks, you know, we may feel a bit disconnected from the people that we do care for. The other prominent thing that we do have here, it's exertion, or how do I display that? It's every single one of us has its own way, right? And it comes a point where thy way, it's not applicable, or it seems that it isn't applicable. Well, at the current stage, should we willing to do what it takes, we can exert our ways, and we don't have to change the course of how things are developing. Although the whole thing is going to require a bit of unorthodox actions from our behalf, and a bit of a bold moves, and also a bold choices as well. So needless to say here, people who doesn't have much to lose, they are going to benefit the most out of the current energies into the world. Those that doesn't want to risk it, those that doesn't want to I don't know, kind of gamble, right, with their position currently, and they do have a lot to lose from it, then it's unlikely that, at least at this current stage, things are going to move forward in a very big regard, or in a big extent. They can slowly, but not as a huge leaps into in developments moving forward. And that is the grand scheme of things, at least for now. And now a few notes about the show before we move forward. There are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. I'm going to start from Aries and I'm going to end up with Pisces as usual. And I just want to warn you that these are not your personal readings, okay? They will affect you to a certain extent. Some are going to be affected more than others. If you do wish your own personal reading, you can always go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And if you do enjoy the show, don't shy of liking the video, also subscribing to the channel. And if you do decide to support the stream through Super Chat or through PayPal, you're going to have your reading with a topic of it, or rather like as a subject of that reading is going to be your personal experience. What you personally should know as of this moment, should you be aware of as of this moment. So with that said, first star sign that I'm going to read for, that is going to be Aries. Let me shuffle the cards really quick and see what we have. First card for Aries, that will be the Three of Wands, followed by the second card, which is the Page of Wands. And the third card for Aries, that will be the Five of Swords. Okay, those three cards. And first things first, you should be aware of that there is a person or a cluster of people around you that are finding you quite interesting. Interesting in a sense of that together you can walk quite a long way, so don't be surprised if in the next few days you are to be approached by an individual or by a group of people with a certain offer, with a certain proposition. Definitely what they are going to carry at your behalf, that is going to be a really good news. And when we are as a subject of a good news, it's highly likely that next few days your plans are going to develop exactly as planned. So whatever you are anticipating of happening, it's very likely that is going to take place to a point where you are about to find yourself in a quite well-established foundations, for lack of better words here, and it will serve you very well when you do find yourself at those foundations to start thinking big. All right, don't kind of like settle for the scrap, but instead aim for the gold. Moving forward, and that's pretty much about it. Something that you should be aware of, something that you should guard yourself from here is placing your trust everywhere. I mean, in the next few days it will benefit you a lot if you trust your healthy sense of mistrust for what those cards are showing. And kind of like, I don't know how to put it into words, guys. I mean, don't trust everybody, for a lack of better expression here, because you may find yourself quite humiliated, right? Especially don't trust people with power. That is something that you should be aware of. Next one, that is going to be Taurus. Hey, Mattia, welcome to the stream. Yeah, quite well, actually. The Fool, it's the first one for Taurus. Hey, Sherry. The Hangman. And the Tower. So it's a pretty simple message for you, right? Those three cards for Taurus. Whether you are ready or not, the time has came or has come It's like the time is right now, next few days, right? And what will be marked of it, it's like uh, your entire life will grow into stir, it will grow into flux, and many things are going to start moving around. It will feel very chaotic, right? Don't be surprised if certain ideas you currently have are going to be thrown out of the window right off the back. It's because they are to be replaced with better ones. And many plans, I mean, many people with plans, those plans are going to be shattered into pieces. It's just what those cards are showing here, because a better perspective or better perspectives are simply going to emerge. And as you are, Taurus, I'm very big Rocky into astrology, but I do know that Taurus, they don't like that kind of environment at all. I mean, because that within this environment, it's very normal to feel uncertain, right? To feel like insecure, and that's how things are going to be in the next few days to a couple of weeks for you, Taurus. But from that, what will emerge, it's a wonderful, I don't want to say exactly new beginning, but it's going to be definitely a wonderful new adventure for you. But what you need to know it is that this is the end of the stagnation and the inactivity that it is around you. And from now on, I mean, at least for the next couple of weeks, there is going to be a crazy amount of enterprises for you to enjoy from. And well, that will serve best people that are on their knees, and they can definitely pick up themselves off the floor and start standing your ground, their ground, I'm sorry, and have a goal in their lives. Mattia, thank you for the 20 US dollars PayPal support. Thank you, Mattia. Let me put you into the list. All right. At the end of the stream, as usual, you're going to have your personalized reading for what you need to know as of now. All right, next, that will be Gemini. Six of Swords for Gemini. The Sun. And the King of Cups. Yeah, well, I don't know what you're doing right now, but what those cards are showing, Gemini, is that you are doing it right, or at least you are in the right direction. That's what those cards are divulging here. Now, one backseat, or rather like one disadvantage that we can see within those cards, it is that not much people can help you. In fact, or it's not even a help. It's more like, let me try to explain it that way. If you're hoping for an opportunity, there will be definitely one, okay? But it is because you created it, not because you have been given that opportunity. So that is what I am trying to say, is that within the next few days to a couple of weeks, offers, you know, and kind of like a jail out free cards and wild cards are going to be dealt to you, and everything it is, you will have to make it happen. All right, but that is as far as the disadvantages here goes. It is because it seems that whatever actions right now you're exerting, whether within your business or whether within your personal life, right, it seems that they are provoking right now a expanding energies of growth, and also, wow, you are getting closer and closer to whatever you are dreaming of. All right, that's just what those cards are showing. Something more tangible that you should be aware of, it is that very soon you will have to make a big move, right? Very soon you will have to make some kind of a grand action, make some kind of a huge choice that will pretty much gonna flip you to the other side, from the side of the average to the side of the winners. And that is what you should be aware of. All right, next we have Cancer. Hey, Jasmine. Welcome to the stream. Two of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. And the Seven of Cups. Jasmine, thank you for the 20 US dollars. No, thank you, Jasmine. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. Eve, welcome to the stream. All right, for Cancer, it's a bit complicated. Okay, it seems that you do have two options available. That is what you should be aware of. Jasmine, let me put you into the stream, into the list. I'm sorry. You are in the stream, but into the list. All right. All right, two options available for Cancer. Your current efforts, they can work out. Okay, that is something you need to be aware of. And when I say efforts, that is like toils that one is kind of like exerting to outgrow thyself, right? So that kind of an efforts I'm talking about, and they can work out. But your other option is to forego those efforts, omit them, and try from a different angle, try from a different perspective. Like, for example, okay, if you are dating someone, let's put it that way, okay, and you do have a pretty clean vision how these dates should go forward, and you know, going forward with that vision is going to work out, but those cards are showing that there are better, that there is a better approach that you can do, but in order to do so, you will need to let go of your current concepts and also ideas as well. So what you need to know is the way you are advancing forward, whether within your business or whether within your social life, okay, is second to the best right now. And in order to get to the best, you gotta kind of like emancipate yourself with your surroundings. Right, so that was Cancer. A minute, guys, to have a sip and take a smoke, and then we're gonna move to the next 4 star signs, which are gonna be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and then Scorpio. Well, Jasmine, I'm really glad for that you are moving in a good fashion, that I was accurate. Okay, You are the second person that today is kind of like telling me such a thing. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, that's time, how can I put it into words? Time frame method that I have invented myself. You can't find that method anywhere, guys. I mean, that is a method that for determining time frames that's I have developed myself, and it is working pretty well, to be honest. I mean, if I have to estimate accuracy, 80%, okay, from 10 times I give a time frame, 2 of them are inaccurate. So, and just because it's a time frame, okay, it could happen a little bit later or a little bit earlier. So, yeah. All right. Next we have Leo. Uh, Knight of Cups for Leo. Second card, it is the Magician. And the third card for you, ooh, King of Swords. King of Cups, I'm sorry. So, that should be some kind of a emotional proposal that is coming your way, guys. I don't know if it's gonna be, because it's a, well, listen, if that was a personal reading, I straight away would have said a love proposal, okay? Or someone is going to divulge their love towards you, but it is a general reading, so instead of love, you count it as an emotions, all right? So someone is to divulge their emotions towards you. It could be in a professional level as well, all right? But what carries on with that is this person, okay, however much they kind of have emotional affection toward you, I mean, they're fond of you, they still cannot kind of like, they don't like you for everything you are, right? They still have certain problems with sides of your character, right? Or connections you currently have, or status you're currently occupying. So they do have certain problems with that. And the worst of all that is that it seems that that person is not going to mention it currently. So that could cause a rather certain issues moving forward with your relationships with them, should you decide to take on that offer, which, by the way, there is no need or a reason for you to deny it. Basically, if you currently have, for example, a family relationship, you love your wife or a husband or whatever, that still is going to be an emotional divulgement or divulges or whatever, however you call it in English, but it's not going to be about them wanting to be with you. It could be that just they, love you as a friend or like you as a coworker or whatever case. And this cooperation, by the way, is going to be pretty lovely. That's what you should be aware of, Leo. All right, next we do have Virgo. Sherry, thank you for the $20 super chat support. Thank you, Sherry. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. Six of Wands for Virgo. Then it's the the Two of Wands. I'm sorry, it's not three, it's the Two of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles. These three cards. You are on the verge of accomplishing a huge, huge milestone. Some kind of a big accomplishment that is going to be just a, yeah, like I said, it's going to be just a milestone, and it will play out like that. Okay, it will be a seemingly the end of the line. It's like finishing a big project just to find out that there is so much more to it, or there could be so much more to it, and being assigned to that so much more. So what you thought is the end of the line actually happens to be a huge gold mine. Because for what those cards are showing, is going to carry on rewards, is going to carry on recognition. Also, more assets are going to be attached to you as well, whether emotional assets or whether material assets, okay, or whether human power assets, whichever way that's developed. And there will be requirements for you to up your game. Now you have to start investing more from yourself, more from your time, more from your resources, you know, more from your skills, more from your devotion, more from whatever it requests. But for what those cards are showing, it's gonna worth it. And what do you need to know, guys? It is that yes, you are on the verge of a peak of experience here, a huge satisfaction, emotional, no emotional, sensual joy. It's emotional, of course. And that's barely scratching the surface, right? Barely scratching the surface. Think of it as the tip of the iceberg. You have so much more further to go. Right, Libra. So you finally were able to schedule a date with someone, and that will be just the beginning, all right? Huge milestone, yeah, but it will lead to so much more than that. I was just an example. Three of Cups, Three of Swords, King of Pentacles. You are to be believed in. You are to be given a chance. That is what you need to know. Long story short here. If I have to be a bit more elaborative here, so basically, the way you see things, the way you think things should move forward, there will be someone or something else that sees it that way as well, and that's someone or something, and there's something, I mean that could be as well some kind of an entity, you know, like organization or something like that. They do have quite a lot of resources, and through their resources you will make progress, okay? And what you will see is that your voice is not a lonely one in the desert. Now actually someone listens. So your skills could be acknowledged, you know, your devotion could be appreciated, But above everything else, your idea is to be seen. That is what you need to know. Needless to say, this is a great for single people here, because no matter, you know, how much you have been put down up until this moment, okay, there will be someone who will be caught. Their eye is going to be caught by you. All right, next we do have Scorpio. The Sun, Six of Cups, the Moon, these cards are incomparable. What in the world? All right. There is so much. There is so much to it. Um. So what happens? Basically, what those cards are showing here is that a short-term happiness is to be replaced with a big one, or a small one is going to be replaced with a big one. I don't know what it means really. I can't figure out for the life of me how this is going to play out for me, because I am Scorpio. And another thing is that very soon, and when I say very soon, I mean in the next few days, it's going to be clear. Okay, it's going to be clear. We're definitely gonna know how we stand and how we fit in all this, in the grand scheme of things, in the situations we are in as well. And by this knowledge, or whatever you call it, from there on, our development is going to be extremely normal and natural for us. So no more bullshits, no more crisis, at least for the next few weeks. Okay, no more surprises, especially unpleasant ones. No more obscurity, no more questions. It's always gonna be freaking clear. And we should approach, or rather like address, the situations we are in very seriously. Okay, very, very seriously. Even if it doesn't, even if they looks like they are kind of like something meaningless, they aren't. That is something we need to know. They will have ripples for the future, or toward the future. I think of it like of the butterfly effect. You carelessly, or we carelessly address it right now, everything is going to fall apart in the future. So it's very important that we do address everything very, very seriously in the next few days. Doesn't matter how meaningless it looks. And something more specific, now that I think of, by the look of those cards. Say you had a friend that it is angry at you and you don't know why. You are about to learn. You're about to find out why. And it's going to be super stupid thing, right? Super stupid reason. And just the fact of it that it is stupid is going to give you the incentive to kind of like fix that disagreement. All right, a minute. And then I'm going to do the last 4 star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And then the super chat. Anyone who decided to support and is about to support the stream through super chat, you guys are gonna have your reading at the end of it. That's guaranteed. Right, Sagittarius, Queen of Cups, Seven of Wands, Ten of Cups. Well, what you need to know is that you are pretty much sorted out. That's what those cards are showing. Okay, you're pretty much sorted out. You are off for a long ride, right? You're sorted, for example, you're sorted out at your job and you are into it for a long time, at least for the next month. Let's put it that way, okay? Because a long time, it's the duration of this reading. So that said, you can expect no shenanigans happening there, and that your place is pretty much safe and secure. And also that if you do not, how can I put it into words? If you do not play with the fire, then whatever causes the fire is going to go away, and you literally don't have to do anything about it. It's just problems are going to start disappearing simply on their own accord. And within this environment, it's very likely that you are going to find, or actually you are to be found, okay? So a person is going to find you and they will take you under their wing. That is only if you do want that. And they can, their wing is very, very protective, by the way, for what these cards are showing. And that person also can put themselves in your place, or rather like in your shoes, so they very well know what you're going through and what kind of emotions you do feel right now. Should it happen for you to start dating next couple of days, next couple of weeks, you should know that there is a big potential into it. All right, next, Capricorn. Page of Wands, Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Those three. Hello, Yadabi Magic. Well, I don't know how this applies to you, truth be told. So what we do have, it's a person or a personality. It could be your personality as well, right? That Page of Wands being there. And it kind of like coming to realizing that it's better off being by oneself. That doesn't mean alone, all right? That's why I was thinking a little bit. Is that mean alone or by oneself? It's different. And it is by oneself here. So that is like overcoming a situation, and you are going to have to overcome that situation where you are afraid of losing the reins. Now, for example, okay, a situation where you are afraid that you are going to get fired, right? And in the next few days, it will happen so that you are going to come up with a plan. Doesn't mean that you're going to need it, but you are going to come up with a plan in case you get fired, what to do afterwards. And by coming up with that, you will kind of like grow to understand that being fired, it's just, you know, another path, so to speak. And it's not a major loss. Imagine it in the personal life, being left alone, right? And in the next few days to a couple of weeks, you're gonna grow with that thought and fully envelop yourself with it. What I mean is that you will look at the future so that even if you are left alone, even if you know your wife or husband leave you, even if your girlfriend or boyfriend leave you, even if your lover leaves you, right? That's not the end of the world. And although you may not need that plan, you are going to come up with it, and that will make you very well prepared, right? And above everything else, what is going to make you is to understand that you can do without anyone, right? It's better to have someone, but you can definitely do without anyone. And therefore, no one can hold you captive. I mean, emotionally captive. So that is what you are about to learn, that you are very strong by yourself. All right, next, we do have Aquarius. Temperance, Judgment, the Emperor. Oh my. Those three, it's the luckiest one this night. And basically what you need to know, it is that you are gonna have the answer. We are gonna have the answer. What to do next. And it's gonna be pretty perfect. I don't even want to say sufficient, all right? It's gonna be more than just that. It will be a perfect answer. The answer what to do about your job, the answer what to do about your business. You don't want to travel, but you can't because of reasons. Well, you're going to have the answer how to do so. You know, and this answer is going to come through very unexpected, but yet very welcomed circumstances that are basically going to put everything you are going through in a framework, and you will have full control over it. We are going to have full control over it without even breaking a sweat. That's the beauty of it, right? Without even breaking a sweat. Everything is going to become so freaking simple, right? And also, we are to be in such a state that we can do whatever, not whatever we want, but, you know, we can basically deal with everything we're going through right now with pretty much ease. And yeah, things are going to become much more easier for us and much more beneficial, for a lack of a better word, for Aquarius. That's like the jackpot, guys. It's literally like the jackpot. As collaterally to it, our opposition will have no choice but to agree with us. That is just collaterally with it. Hey Taco, thank you for the 22 US dollars. Thank you, Taco. All right. Most important one. We're almost closing up the star signs, so you're gonna have it in a few minutes. That message. All right, last but not least, that will be Pisces. Judgment. Ace of Swords. Seven of Swords. It's the truth bigger than you think, Pisces. So what you need to know, it is that very soon you are to be served the truth through very open and honest conversations, like Pisces Moonbeam likes to say, like right in the face, right? It's gonna be right in the face, or if you would prefer, right in the heart. And the arguments, whether from your side or whether from the other side, they're going to be so pure that they cannot be refuted. It's just simply it is. And it doesn't matter do you like it or not, because some of you are going to like it, some of you ain't going to like it, all right? But in both cases, you will have the accurate diagnosis of how you stand, all right? You're going to have the accurate diagnosis how you stand at your job. You're going to have accurate diagnosis how you stand in your social circle, how you stand in your relationship. And what this is going to allow you to do is to take care of yourself for a change this time around. Doesn't matter, you know, how good or bad the situation is, you will be able to take care of yourself from now on moving forward in that particular regard. That will be your green light, guys. I mean, it's just, you know, you may be, for example, smothered beneath thy thought in your love life, and suddenly you have that conversation with the person that is smothering you down, and they kind of something slip out of their lips that gives you the edge, and you may not like what you're hearing, but you see, so that's it, all right? So that's it, and you press hard and you get what you think you deserve, because for what those cards are showing, whatever you think you deserve, you really deserve it. All right, so that was for Pisces. Now the super chat. Well, that's great, Taco. All right, Yasmin, those are your cards. Knight of Wands, the Sun, the Hermit. You have these three cards. There will be some kind of a news coming your way, right? It's gonna be a pretty good one. So basically, this news is gonna shed a light of many things, and once it arrives, it could be you know, through many different guesses, but basically it's translated news. When it arrives, basically you will have so many more enterprises to enjoy, and with its arrival, that will make your basically your experience very pleasant, and also, how do you call it, unaffected. I don't know how to put it into words. Basically an experience where, you know, things are not that serious. I mean, if you do screw things, you can't even say that they're screwed up, right? And depending on where it shows up, for example, if it shows up in your job, which is unlikely, I think that we're talking about social circle here, okay? And the news should be about that something is ending, something you want to end is ending, okay? And that ending is going to give you a new beginning, right? And yeah, I mean, you are going to have a really, really good time. It's a pretty ambiguous message here because I don't know what the news is all about. Probably you are expecting it. I don't know, but it's coming, right? And yeah, it's basically gonna mark the end of doubts and questioning, and it's gonna shed light on everything. You're welcome, Yasmin. All right, next, that will be Mattia. Those are your cards, Mattia. Well, you will receive, let's clear out the events first. So it seems that what you should be aware of it is that there is some kind of a gift that you are going to receive. That gift is coming from a man, right? It should be, though, a small gift, all right, but somehow attaching. Another thing that those cards are showing here is unprofessional behavior by a person that, let's say, you are working with, although it may not be within the work, right? Basically, what those cards are showing is that you are hoping that that person is going to do the job. They're not going to do the job as good as they should. Let's say it that way. In fact, you would have done it better yourself, and ultimately it seems that that is what you are going to resort into. And the other thing that what you should be aware of here is that I don't know what kind of a project you are running right now, okay? And under projects doesn't mean only work projects, it could be personal projects as well. There is so much more to them as well, but you should kind of like slow down the pace a little bit because you are going a bit ahead of yourself here, okay? All right, next, Jasmine. All right, Jasmine. Uh, those are cards that we have. So I think it's a friend that you're gonna make, and a friend that you both are gonna grow very dependent from one another, right? I think it's a friend. Is there a potential for romance? Yeah, but it will come in the future, and that is only if you do decide so. What is relating you together? It's a similar situation, right? A similar situation that you both are gonna brainstorm, and that is basically gonna get you close to one another. So that is something you kind of need to know. And on a more global scale here, let me see the cards one more time. On a more global scale here, it's the contrary of the Capricorn. If you do remember the reading where they are going to have to do things themselves, or they will learn how to do things themselves. Here, should you be facing problems, you should learn how to, you should learn to kind of like seek help. Help that it is a professional one. So, for example, if you do have financial issues, then a financial advisor or an accountant, etc., etc. Okay. If you do have runnings with the law, then obviously lawyer. If you do have emotional issues, then maybe a psychiatrist or psychotherapist. I don't know which one you go to. United States. I think that I am mixing those two here. I think it's psychiatrist. It is the one that you talk to. Psychotherapist is the one that prescribes you meds and all these kind of things. It's really really heavy, shrinking endeavor. Uh, and yeah, but once you and that person kind of like connect on a friendship level, because you will be useful to one another, okay? That will kind of like resolve a lot of situations that you are running into right now. It's the other way around where you are? Okay. Because here you do have the psychotherapist and then the psychologist, okay? We don't have yeah, it's psychologist. We don't have a psychiatrist. We call it psychologists, uh, and they are dealing with the confusion, depression, and all these kind of things. But when you do have a mental illness, you go to the psychotherapist. And all right, Sherry, you're next. Hi, Sherry. Those are your cards. Okay. And only thing that they do show is there is going to be a beautiful thing happening to you. A very, very happy, emotionally happy though, situation, not just only situation. That is like an impending change, okay? Which kind of like makes your day-to-day routine something you would love to experience. You are gonna love to experience, okay? But because we do have the moon card, I can't really tell you where and how it's going to develop. The moon card only say that that is something you are meant to experience, okay? You are definitely meant to experience. And it is also what I can tell you from those cards. It is also something that it will require from you sustenance. So you will have to be an active member of it as soon as you take it for granted, it's gone, right? It will need your nurturing, nourishment, and attendance for it to thrive, right? So because basically what happens here is that wherever you are facing difficulties moving forward right now, but you really want to move forward, this is where things unlock. And through that impending change, those problems becomes irrelevant, and now you can move forward. But the whole thing needs to be nurtured instead of taken for granted. I hope that makes sense. Another thing is that you may have some clashes with the family members over whether traveling or inheritance. Through Super Chat, MD. Anyone who supports the stream or the channel through Super Chat or a PayPal, which link you can find in the description down below, gets a reading at the end of the stream. All right, Taco, you're next. Well, Mattia already had one, Taco. Oh, for MD, all right. Thank you. All right, those are your cards. Okay. Those are your cards. And the difficulties that you are facing with your elders, I don't want to say really family, elders, are going to loosen up, for a lack of better words. I cannot say that they will kind of like disappear, but definitely things are going to get easier moving forward. And what you need to know it is that pretty much you, how can I put it into words, you will find an alternative way to get through to them. Another thing which is a bit personal, but it is within the cards, all right? If you haven't had sex in a while for a reason, you're about to have one very, very soon, okay? And whatever you're doing, I mean, with a insufficient results currently. Okay, with insufficient results, as you are mentioning. What? As you are mentioning that you are recovering very well, right? So that this is not what they do refer to. This is the thing you are going forward with. That's right now you find yourself a bit disappointed in the results. Don't. What you need to know is that don't walk away from it, all right? Don't abandon from it. At least for now, give it another shot because it seems that it's going to work out. Wow, you're going to have one, mate. And I don't want to talk that personally, all right, but you will see that you still have the most of the knack for it. In fact, the whole knack for it. Anna, thank you for the $20 US. Thank you, Anna. All right, MD. Actually, MD, I will read you last. Anna, your reading. You're welcome. Those are your cards, Anna. Well, what you need to know is that you can push it through, right? Those cards are showing here is that you are bound to get rewards, quite of a big success. I don't have anything else to tell, right? So what you need to know is that you are off for a success, okay? And it is a big one that will pretty much gonna crush your insecurities. That it's gonna crush your insecurities and kind of like quash your doubts. So it's a huge breakthrough that you are off to here. That will bring quite a lot of gains. I don't know how to put it into words. I mean, there are going to be small gains, but there are going to be many of them, right? So I don't know how this translates to you, but it seems that you are off for a really, really good experience. Oh, one last thing, Anna. Have you watched Lord of the Rings? At the second movie, what Aragorn says to the Elvish army, okay? Do not show any mercy, for you are to be shown none. That is something that it will be good if you do live by it, at least according to these tarot cards. All right, MD, you are next. Those are your cards. So it's a bit complicated, because it's very personal, and I don't know your personal life in order to be able to pinpoint exactly what's going to be. But what happens here is that, you know, people telling you things, what you should do and what you shouldn't. And what you need to know is that certain things you are told are bullshit. And next few days to a couple of weeks, you are to withdraw, right? You are to withdraw from the ideas of the world and from the ideas of others, and find out what's kind of like is yours, you know, what works for you. Screw the others, right? What works for you. And once you are pretty determined what works for you, whether in your business or whether in your love life, you will stop care what anyone thinks of you. And of course, that's going to kind of like separate the people that are around you or that are with you because they love you and because they have a genuine connection with you, from those which are with you or around you because of a personal gains, you know, because of benefits. That's one thing. And the other is that you are about to set yourself off into a direction that is going to lead you to a very substantial enterprise, like very substantial relationship, very substantial job, and so on and so forth. And I don't want this to sound like an insult, okay? Because in the most of the time we do take our decisions under affection of emotions, right? So we do take our decisions emotionally. Well, it seems that you are going to take them wisely this time around. And that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the generous support of all of you. And we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.